Welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing the second episode of this series, Pokemon cards $50 and under. This time we're looking at Sword and Shield, which is probably when a majority of people got back into Pokemon. I would say between Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield. But yeah, this one, I counted out 30. So we got 30 cards to kind of go over. They will kind of go kind of quick. Some of them are easy. Remember, these are just cards that I look for when I am out and about, when I'm doing card shows, when people come up asking if I'm buying or trading. These are the ones that I'm looking for because I know that they will move pretty quickly. I know they'll kind of fluctuate in price and typically will keep going up and up. So as you can see, the first one, starting with Sword and Shield base, Snorlax VMAX. I mean, just plain and simple, Sword and Shield, there wasn't too many. In my opinion, there's only, I think, 2 cards realistically, unless if you want to throw in a trainer. Snorlax VMAX was one of them, and then right away, it's the Snorlax VMAX Rainbow. For me, it's the only 2 that I'm looking at. Both market price wise are going to be under 50. This one just recently shot up a little higher than normal. I expect this one probably to hit, I would say 55, 60 by the end of the year. I mean, midway through, I would see it topping 55 for sure. But yeah, so I would pick up both Snorlaxes. If you're looking for a trainer, realistically, the only one's going to be Marnie. It's been relatively decently up there. Let's see, above, yeah. So it's been above 25 for the past year. Obviously, started up high, dropped down. Now it's going back up again. You're looking around 30. It's a little wishy-washy with all prices. I'm just going to go based off of the 6 right here. Let's see, quick math, 42, 40, 38, probably 37. I would say 37, 38 is going to be what you're looking to pay for it. But yeah, really the only 3 that I'm looking for Sword and Shield. There's only 2. Moving into Rebel Clash, there's only 2 of them. And it's both the same card. It's going to be Boss's Order, both regular and Rainbow. Boss's Order, it is just a touch above 55. I know when I created this list, I was finding some at 50. Recently, there's been some higher up. So it's kind of, I don't know. If you're able to get around 50, do it. If you're able to get around 55, I still probably would. Just because with Team Rocket coming out, anything Giovanni, anything Boss's Order like that, it's going to go up. Prime example was, I think 2 weeks ago now, I was at a card show and I had my SIR Giovanni Charisma. It was at 15 at the time. Guy had it in his hand, decided not to buy it. 2 days later, it shot up to 35. That's how, I mean, this market's crazy, but Team Rocket, it's going to keep going up. So that's why I would pick up Rebel Clash. The only 2 is going to be the Rainbow, Giovanni Boss's Order, and the regular. Moving on, battle styles. I believe there's only 3-ish. 3 or 4? Yeah, that's Chilling Reign. Okay. So just 3. It's going to be both Single Strike and Rapid Strike Urshifus. My thing is, yes, it is dropped down. It was pretty high. It has dropped down to an average of 31, 30-ish. But I mean, if you look at recent solds, you're anywhere from 35 to 40. So, and as battle styles keep getting older, keep getting harder to find, these 2 are going to stay up there. Oh man, this one shot up. Last time I looked, I didn't think it was that high up. All right, well, this one's not really in the range anymore. So really, it's just single strike. But again, I mean, rapid I would pick up too, even at the mark that it is. Um, let's just look at it real quick. 60, 65, 70. You could probably get around 65. If you're able to pick it around 65, 60, still pick it up. Because Battle Styles, it's really only those Urshifus and Sleepy T-Tar. And then my last sleeper pick is the Empoleon V. To me, it's one of my favorite cards of the set. I know I still have mine. I almost sold it, and I decided against it. Um, this one, you're still sitting at about a mid price of 45, I would say. Yeah, there's some outliers up here, but a lot more 45s than there is above 50. So Empoleon's my sleeper pick for Battle Styles. And then moving it into Chilling Reign. This card, it's such a beautiful card, really. I would pick it up. It's just going to keep going up. Chilling Reign is just going to keep going up and up. Um, I would say anywhere between 45 to 50, pick it up. Pick it up, and if you can get one graded, do it. I know this one again is out of the range, but that's if you're able to pick up a lightly played one. There are some smaller or some lower end near mints around 55. If you can find one for 55, again, another one I would pick up. I was about to say, no, it's just direct by TCG. Okay. And then one of my last sleeper picks for chilling. There has been. This one's kind of all over the map. That's why I'm putting it as a sleeper pick. Be very careful. It's not one that I would go really out of my way. It's not one of my favorite artworks, but I believe it is another card that's going to keep going up. And then the last one, just because I think rainbows are gonna, to me, I think rainbows are gonna go up. With how they brought back the rainbow borders, they don't really have the full rainbow anymore. When you get a kind of a full alternate art like this, I think it's gonna keep going up. That's just my opinion, and I just like Blaziken too. So that's one of my sleeper picks where I'm just gonna hold on to for a while. Yes, there has been a dip. But I mean, if you look over time, over the last year, it's gone from 12 all the way up to the market is 33. I mean, yeah, one time it was 60, but that we'll just leave that one alone. We won't even talk about that huge spike. I could probably see this maybe touching 50, 60 throughout the year, but over time, I'm guessing it's gonna stay around the $40 to $60 mark. So I mean, the way the market is right now, who knows? It could go even higher. Evolving Skies, you really can't touch anything. Under 50, the only reason why there's not a few other more cards on here is because I also do a series under 20. So we'll talk about those on Tuesday. I do have like 4 or 5 from, actually might be 6 from Evolving Skies. But really the only one that you can pick up is Noivern, Batman of Pokemon right here. Um, I mean, I love it. I love the artwork of it. Do I think it's going to keep going up? I don't know. That's why I wouldn't. I mean, obviously the huge spike with Evolving Skies just shot everything up. I would be careful. I mean, if you can get it around 30 to 35, do it. I think it's going to be one of those cards that kind of just chill between 40 and 60 throughout kind of the rest of the lifespan. I mean, as we see a lot of the mid-era cars now, they're not really as expensive. They're kind of around that 40 to $50 mark. Same with a lot of the old vintage hollows. Same way, I think Noivern is going to be the same. It's going to have huge spikes every now and then, but I think overall it's going to chill around the 50 to 60 mark. Celebrations, as you can see, I've skipped a few, like Vivid Voltage, absolutely nothing. Champions Path, absolutely nothing. Celebrations, especially with 30th anniversary coming up next year, pick up Celebrations. Sealed, pick it up. Don't go too crazy, but the prices are going to jump. For cards under 50, I know Umbreon, yeah, market right now, I think is around 30 to 35, or did it shoot up? No, it went up even higher. I don't know why they have market around 30. Near mint, you're looking at 45 to 50 for the Umbreon. And I would honestly, I know it's because of Prismatic, but I would pick up Umbreon. I would pick up the Gold Mew. Which one is that one? That one's from Fusion. Okay. But the two cards under 50, I would pick those up. I'll get into Celebrations more with the 20 and under, because there's some cards that you should pick up too. I mean, as far as sealed product, I don't really want to get into. I might start a new series, maybe like Sealed Sunday or something like that. We'll talk about sealed stuff. But as far as single cards, definitely pick up Umbreon if you can, especially if you can get it for a good deal. I see that card probably topping 75 within the next year, because I know they're going to have, let's see, Celebrations came out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It was the 11th set, so it came out probably middle of the era. So yeah, I would probably say it's going to come out, if they do Celebrations again next year, it's probably going to be between like March and June, I would say. Again, this is just my speculation, but we all saw what happened when they brought out Celebrations. It was hit. They reprinted a bunch of it, but now look at it. ETBs are still over 100. Charizard is still around 100, over 100. Umbreon shot up. Rayquaza shot up. Mew shot up. Venusaur, Blastoise, those are even higher now too. But yeah, the two cards, sorry, I keep rambling on. The two cards, though, is definitely going to be Mew and Umbreon. Fusion Strike, how many did I have? I only had one, really. And it's just the Rainbow Mew. Because there wasn't too many others. It was either too expensive or around that $20 mark. Right now, let's see, I would say comfortably you can get around 45. I would say 45 is probably about the average. There's just been a lot of ups, a lot of highs and lows for that price. Even though it says 48.9, I would say about 45. And see, this one's just going to keep going up and up, because obviously out of Fusion Strike, I mean, you do have the Espeon, but you also have the Mew. But yeah, definitely pick up the Rainbow Mew. Now moving on to Brilliant Stars, because what did we just go through? Evolving Skies, Fusion, Brilliant. Yeah. So we got about like four more series left. Brilliant Stars, I want to say there is 4 or 5. Sylveon keeps going up. I know you guys are probably going to be like, it's because of Prismatic. Yes, it is because of Prismatic. But again, it's evolutions. Sword and Shield really pounded hard on the evolutions with Evolving Skies. Now we got Scarlet and Violet doing the same thing. To me, I think Sword and Shield was the deciding factor on the huge uproar in evolutions. I know people are going to come at me for that and say, no, they've been doing it for a long time, which yes, they have. But they didn't put as many evolutions in every set like they did in Sword and Shield. Evolving Skies obviously had all of them. Brilliant Stars had them. What else had them? Crown Zenith had them. Why am I drawing a blank? Celebrations, Fusion, Brilliant, Crown. I feel like I'm missing one other one, but yeah, Sylveon V, I would definitely pick it up. It's gonna be a card that's just gonna keep going up. I mean, it's gonna hit a dip right now. I would say average is probably 42-ish. 40, yeah, 40, 42. Probably could see it drop down again to around 35, and then after that, it's just going to keep going up. Again, remember, you guys, these are just my opinions, the cards that I think I'm going to go after and keep for a long time. Because, I mean, if you look at history, you look at the Umbreons, you look at the Charizards, you look at certain Pokemon in all the previous sets before, they hold the most value. Typically, when you see the highest spikes, they're the ones that keep the value and stay up there. Obviously, you have to be careful when checking the prices and charts and stuff like that. Sometimes you'll see a huge spike. Just check to see if it's really playable. If people have them in their ducks, be very careful. That's the reason why you're paying the premium price. So be careful on that one. Sylveon VMAX, it's definitely, if you can, realistically, I would take the VMAX over the V. That's just me. But the VMAX is going to be up there higher, and it's going to stay up there higher. Less of a dip. Yes, it hit 35, dropped back down to 17. That's when they reprinted a bunch there, and now it's just going through the roof. It's going to stay through the roof. It's going to be up there. You should be able to get it right under 50, just under or right at 50. But yeah, it's one that it's a beautiful artwork. It's bringing back the trainer. That's obviously why it's in the trainer gallery. That's why it's in the name. But it's going to be one of those cards. Arceus V, I'm very leery on this. I've had a few of them. It's actually taken longer than I thought it would to sell the ones that I did have. But also, if you look at Brilliant Stars, who's on the ETB? Who's the main one? It's Arceus. That's why I kind of put him in here. I think it's going to be a safe bet. Do I think it's going to go to the moon? No. But I mean, if you look over a year, obviously, again, it's that huge jump, came back down, and now it's starting to go up again. It's probably going to top off at, where is this? 57, maybe 65-ish, and then probably going to come back down, kind of like what I was saying with a few of the other cards, where it's just going to chill between the $40 and $60 range. The last couple, this one, it's just because I'm kind of biased. Mimikyu, I really don't think you can go wrong with Mimikyu. I think it's one of those Pokemon that gets overlooked. Everybody likes it. It slowly climbs. There's really not a huge drop off. Like, as you can see here, it was little. Yes, it had a huge shot up to 23, came back down, $8 at the most, and now we're back up to 40. So I would take a pick between Mimikyu V and VMAX. To me, VMAX is probably going to be the way to go. There's a few more dips with the V. Obviously, it didn't have as high up as a increase as the VMAX. And also, it just depends. If you're a darker person, you're going to probably like this one because it shows the Shadowless. I also love that Gengar's in the background too. But it shows kind of the dark side of it. And then this, obviously, it's just kind of more the anime style, kind of more, I don't know, down to earth, if you want to put it. So yeah, I would be careful on the V. VMAX is probably solid just to pick up a few. Honestly, I don't think you're going to go wrong with either one of them. There was only one out of Astral Radiance, because the rest, I believe, were in the $20. Let's see. I only have one in the $20 as well. Astral is kind of one of those, it's either hit or miss. Kind of like Vivid. Realistically, it's just kind of the Machamp. I mean, People are probably going to say, but what about the Beedrill? It's a very nice artwork. It is. It's just not to my liking. Again, a lot of these cards are what what I see catch other people's eyes. I've had Beedrill out there before. It doesn't really go. I've had Sneasler, I think 2 or 3 times, and it's gone within, an hour or so that I put it out there. But yeah, it's one of those just crept over the $20 mark, and I think it's going to stay around. I would say it's a comfortable card that's probably going to stay around the $35 to $40 mark. So, I mean, is it worth picking up now? Maybe not. But also with the way that the market's going, it could touch 60. We don't know. But I think it's a solid investment just to keep 1 or 2. Don't go too crazy because it's still cheap enough. Obviously, Lost Origin, there's only 1 card, the Pikachu V. Because I believe if I type in, because if I type in Pikachu V Max, I think if it's the one that I'm thinking of. It's just, this would be the other one, but obviously it was way too high when I did the list. It's above 60, but obviously because it's got red in there. To me, I would still pick up it. That's just me. Obviously, I'm a huge Ash and Pikachu fan. Obviously, red is supposedly the true one. So yeah, for me, I'm picking up both. I'm picking up V and the V Max. Don't care that it's 65. I mean, a lot of times I'm going to get it at 70%, 75%, or 80 at the worst case, just because I buy it 70 to 75, I trade at 80. A lot of times, those are the one that I'm picking up. Obviously, it's going to be a fan favorite. It's a Pokemon mascot. It's going to stick around. People are going to want it. Silver Tempest, I only have 3. Realistically, it's the Lugia V-Star. It's really just Lugia in general. But the only one that's above the 20, under the $50 mark right now is the Lugia V-Star Rainbow. I would pick it up. Honestly, I pulled it, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. I put it in the card show and it was gone within the first 20 minutes. It's one of those cards, I'm telling you right now, it's going to keep going up as rainbows fade out. Well, they don't produce them anymore. I don't know why I said fade out, but they don't produce them anymore. And plus, it's Lugia. It's the main one out of Silver Tempest. That's just my opinion. You can still pick them up for, I think I sold mine for around, I think I sold it for 32, 31, 32. Which would make sense. Because this is when I sold it. This is when it was. So it was around, So it was around that price. 1 year. I mean, it's back up to the main one in May. 3 months. Really no dip in 3 months. 6 months, no dip. 1 month is just kind of leveling out. I don't know. Is it one for the long run? Maybe. Maybe you just grab 1 or 2 and keep them. I'm thinking probably, again, tops out at, I shouldn't say top out, but like over 10 years, 15 years, I'm thinking it's going to be around that 45 to 60-ish range. And then the other 2 are just going to be the Blazikins, both the V Max and the V. It's weird. Wait, did I mean? Yeah, I did mean to put that one up there. It has shot up in price. I went back and forth on these 2 because it's one that for the longest time was sitting under $15, and now they're both pushing 30, 25 to 30. I think the reason why I put them on here is not really to pick them up, but more to sell if you have them. I think right now is probably going to be the best time to sell, because I have a feeling we're going to dip again, especially on the V. I mean, it's just insane that the V is going for 20, anywhere between 20 to 30. But yeah, it's one of those ones where if you have them, probably keep one, sell the rest. And then when it makes a huge dip, like it's probably going to again, we know it's going to happen, pick up some more. And that's for both of them, the V and the V Max. Still beautiful artworks. I kind of like the V more than the V Max, but hey, that's just me. And then last but not least, my favorite set. Well, I shouldn't say my favorite, but Crown Zenith. You should have known these 4 cards when you think about Crown Zenith. Obviously, the golds, but the golds are, 70 to 200 now, or I think it's 80 to 200 for the 4. Because I think the cheapest is Palkia might be the cheapest at 75-ish. I would have to look, but for me, I'm picking up these 4 cards every time I see them. I just sent in a Raikou, I just sent in Raikou. I think I sent in a Suicune too. Was Suicune my last one? I don't know. I might have, I might not. I can't remember. I know I sent in Raikou. I sent in a Leafeon, which got a 10. But yeah, I'm picking up Raikou every time. Tops at about 30. You should be able to get it between, I would say if you're lucky, 25. 30, I would say max to pay for it as of now. But this is a card that I know is going to keep going up. It's a sweet card. Everybody loved the legendary dogs. Like I said, Suicune, such a beautiful artwork. I'm pretty sure I just sent one in. I know I just sold 2 of these last show. And then I think I sold 2 Raikous as well, and I picked up more because somebody was coming around. And I don't think it was the same person that bought it from me. I had to double take that. I was like, oh, I hope I didn't buy the same card, but either way, I would have made money off of it for what I sold and bought it at. But Suicune, you're looking at, I would say 40 to 45 easily for near mint. But I mean, that artwork is just beautiful. Same with the Raikou. And then these 2, hands down, every time I see them, I'm buying Glaceon and I'm buying Leafeon. Both V-Stars, both just under 50. I know it has to do with prismatic, but also evolutions, they're not going away. Price-wise, they're not going away. They're going to stay up. I know a lot of times right now you're going to pay for the premium because of what prismatic is doing, but I mean, look at that. Even, let's see, what that would be May. So what, 6 months after it was released, still shot up to 42, and now it just crept over what it was back then. I don't see either one of these going away. Plus, this reminds me of the actual video game. That is what this artwork looks like, and it's a beautiful artwork. And then obviously, Leafeon is just gorgeous. I mean, you can't go wrong with that one either. And that one, again, it's just under 50. If you look at the year marks, same thing. It hit that huge spike because people weren't pulling a lot of them. And it's hit above that too. I know it's got that prismatic price line because of it, but it's an evolution. Like I said, it ain't going away. But yeah, that's going to do it for this series. I know this might have been a longer one. I'm hoping you guys enjoy this. Obviously, I'm not expecting you guys to pick up all 30 cards. I try to give a huge variety because I know a lot of people are different. I know a lot of people like different Pokemon. So I try to kind of spread it out, especially with the sets too. But yeah, Crown Zenith is one of those sets where I think it's going to keep going and going up. There's just special collection sets like that. Stay tuned. We got the drop of the Eevee surprises, the Blooming Waters, the tins. We're getting our distro order in tomorrow. We're going to we'll probably end up making 3 separate videos, one for each item. We'll start dropping those ones out. And then Tuesday is going to be the $20 and under for Sword and Shield. And then we'll drop some more videos and then work into Friday. And next series is going to be Sun and Moon era. So till next time.